Welcome to Travel Guide and Photography. If you're new to the channel, thank you and welcome. If you're returning to the channel, thank you and welcome back. My name is Larry and I am your host. And this week, we're going to do another segment on the playlist, My Favorite Photos. And where are we going this week? We're going to Thailand. Why Thailand? Because I love Thailand. That's where I am right now, at my home in northeast Thailand, a small farming community called Nawa, where I live with my beautiful wife, Pla. In about a week and a half, I'm headed back to my next ship. Because if you follow this channel, you know also that I work on cruise ships. And this summer, I'm going to be going on the Holland America Line Connex Dam, and I'm going back to Alaska. This will be my 9th summer in Alaska, and I can't wait to film it for you. But right now, let's get ready to visit Thailand. But one of the places I want to take you right now is one of my very favorite places. It's in northwest Thailand, about a 3-hour drive from Chiang Rai, and it's called Pai, P-A-I. It's up in the mountains and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's a must-see when you come to Thailand. So this first photograph here was taken at Phi Canyon at sunset, and it's one of my very favorites. The colors are just amazing. The blues of the sky. And a lot of people come to Phi Canyon, like I said, especially at sunset, to photograph it or just to witness it. It's absolutely beautiful. The second photograph is also of Phi Canyon. Obviously it's a different day, it's at sunset, but we have some beautiful clouds in the sky. I got there about an hour, 2 hours early, which I suggest to you also, especially for you photographers, to kind of claim your spot. Look around a little bit, see exactly where you want to be, and just wait. Again, one of my favorite places, and the sunsets, as you can see from the last two photographs, are absolutely beautiful. This next photograph, also taken in Pai, it's at a beautiful place, a monastery called Wat Pa Tao. It's at the Bamboo Bridge, which is a footbridge that winds over the top of a rice paddy, and it goes at least a kilometer, maybe a kilometer and a half. Follow it all the way down and you'll get this beautiful monastery. While I was looking around the grounds, I came across this building. And I went inside and I saw this man sitting there, this monk, not moving an inch, not blinking at all. He was in deep, deep meditation, in a deep trance. So I was able to photograph this. I was very, very fortunate to see this. Again, I don't know his name, but I was told he's a very famous monk in Thailand. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm not a big fan of cities. I'm more of a country boy. This next place that I'm taking you to is called Chiang Rai. It's in north central Thailand. It's a beautiful city. There's an awful lot to see. One of the very famous temples there is called the White Temple. You can go in, it only costs you a few dollars to get on the grounds. There's an awful lot to see. As you can tell from this photograph, it's very, very beautiful. So I would suggest also when you're in Chiang Rai, going to the White Temple. I'm going to take a short break here from the photographs, and I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I want to keep this going. I love bringing videos to you. If you're enjoying this channel, please subscribe. Thank you. Commercial over. And when I do go to a city, I go and stay somewhere on the outskirts out in the country. This next 3 shots were taken in the countryside outside of Chiang Rai. This first one is a farmer at sunset. He's on his tractor and he's plowing a rice paddy. I think it's a really beautiful shot. That's why I've included it here, and I hope you enjoy it. This next shot was also taken at the exact same place outside of Chiang Rai a few days later. And yet, yes, another sunset. I found this place when I was driving around, and I had to wait for a few days to actually get a really colorful sunset. So that's one thing you should do when you're driving around, no matter where you are. If you're a photographer, take note of certain places that you think will be good, and then when the sunset hits, go back and take another look. And that's what I did at this place outside of Chiang Rai. This next shot was taken right across the street from where I was staying. It was a beautiful temple, and it was an unbelievably beautiful sunset. And yes, these were the real colors of the sunset. It was absolutely fantastic. I was very fortunate to see it. So again, when you're traveling, you probably already know this, especially if you're a photographer, take a look at different locations, come back at sunset, and get a really nice, colorful photograph. This next shot was taken at the Sampong Temple. It's about 3 hours outside of Bangkok. When I got off my last ship, I flew into Bangkok. My wife flew down to meet me there. We spent a couple days in Bangkok, and then we decided to drive the 10 hours back to northeast Thailand to Nawa, where we live. She told me that Sampong was a very famous actor here in Thailand, and he did a lot for a lot of the poor people in this country. And they built a temple and named it after him. As you can tell, it's a very beautiful place. It was nice going around the grounds, seeing exactly what was there. And again, once sunset hit, one of my favorite times of the day to photograph. I was lucky enough to be there during that time. These last 3 shots are in Nawa, northeast Thailand, a very small farming community where my wife Pla and I live. I hike about 5 to 8 kilometers every day on a dirt road through the rice paddies. And for a couple days I noticed this gentleman fishing and took some videos and took some photographs. Once at shore, when he got out of the boat, I noticed that he put on a prosthetic leg. He had lost one of his limbs. And he was down fishing every day to bring food to his family. And once he got out of the boat, he had to climb that muddy, slippery bank every day. And I have a lot of respect for this gentleman. His name is Lam, from what I was told a little bit later. A couple days later, I had a photograph printed of this shot and took it to him. He was very, very kind, thanked me a great deal, offered me some fish, what I did not take because this is what he uses to feed his family. But just a wonderful photograph. To me, kind of tugs at the heartstrings a little bit. I have a lot of admiration for Lam. This next shot is also on the dirt road. It's probably only about 5 to 10 minutes from my house. The cornfield is no longer there. It's been harvested and they haven't replanted it over the last couple years. But I really like this shot. It's of a beautiful sunset. The tree is silhouetted. We have some great color in the sky. So again, one of my favorite things to do, photographing sunsets here in Thailand. And this last shot is just kind of a present to myself, but I do think it's a nice shot. But it's actually my backyard. It's the land that we're buying from my landlord where we're building our house. And it was really a remarkable sunset. And those were really the colors. It was actually those oranges and those reds that really came through that evening. I've been back in Thailand for about 4 months, and it is literally the most colorful, beautiful sunset I've had here from my house this year. So I hope you enjoyed this short video on my favorite photographs of Thailand. I took you around the country a little bit. There's so much more to see, and I can't wait to discover it and bring that to you too. If you enjoyed Travel Guided Photography, please subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing. Hit the bell so you'll be notified of my next post. So again, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video. I can't wait to see you next week.